Welcome to Science on Location. Today we are going to discuss what if Earth didn't spin? Our Metro Park location is Highbanks Metro Park, located in Lewis Center, Ohio. Highbanks is a 1,200-acre park, and its most notable feature is the 110-foot shale bluff overlooking the Olentangy State Scenic River. Vegetation varies from open forests of oak, hickory, and aspen on the bluffs to beech forests in the ravines. Highbanks features 2 Adena Indian burial mounds and a prehistoric earthwork. A nature center features a bird observation window, library, and impressive displays that include a ravine wall and a giant sycamore tree. The park features a natural play area and fishing along the Olentangy River. The river bluff area includes canoe access to the river. As my family and I enjoyed a winter hike at Highbanks Metro Park, we observed a lot of changes in the winter ecosystem. The deciduous trees without their leaves, not a lot of evidence of animals. I still found things like decomposers there. I observed there were many trees on the ground, including this huge one. I couldn't believe it. I didn't just observe the ecosystem either. I was paying attention to something else. I was paying attention to the sun. On Earth, I know that we have day and night because when we face the sun, we have daytime. And when we face away from the sun, we have nighttime. The spinning of Earth on its axis is rotation. That causes day and night. It also makes those stars and the sun and the moon look like they're moving across the sky. One rotation is equal to 24 hours or 1 day. So one thing I was thinking of when I was observing the sun was I could figure out the direction I was going in the park because of the sun's location. We know that the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. We were hiking in the late afternoon, so every time I saw the sun, I knew the sun was in the west. Knowing my directions using the sun was very helpful, especially since the park this time of year looks very similar everywhere I turned. It's easy to get lost. Besides using the sun for direction and thinking about day and night, I wondered, what if Earth didn't spin? What would happen then? Before we explore that, we have to find out, how did scientists prove that Earth rotates in the first place? Great minds such as Sir Isaac Newton, seen here, and Robert Hooke, seen here, tried to prove that Earth rotates. In 1679, Newton wrote that objects dropped from a tall tower swerved slightly to the east. Why? By the time they hit the ground, he reasoned Earth would have already rotated to the east. For years, scientists tried to find evidence that Newton was correct. Yet, the change in a falling object's landing was too small to measure using the technology of the times. Finally, in 1851, a French scientist named Léon Foucault used a pendulum to show that Earth rotates. He performed a public demonstration. He used a pendulum that was 60 meters long. Each swing of the pendulum followed a slightly different path, providing evidence that the floor and Earth beneath it was moving. One of the great questions of science was answered. You can observe a pendulum like the one he used right inside Kosai's entrance. Some scientists wonder what would happen if Earth stopped rotating. Computer models show that Earth would be very different. In a spinless Earth, a single day and night cycle would last a whole year. For 6 months, half of the Earth would be daylight, and the other half would be in darkness. The sunlit side of Earth would be very hot. Earth's magnetic field produced by its rotation would disappear. This would allow more solar radiation to reach Earth's surface, causing health problems. Scientists also believe if Earth didn't spin, part of North America, including the Great Lakes, would be swallowed up by oceans. One huge continent would form along the equator. The oceans would move to the poles, and the ocean floor at the equator becomes a deep valley. Luckily, Earth's rotation shows no signs of stopping. All right, get out there and see what kind of connections you can make to what we're learning. What kind of questions do you wonder? Can you find proof? Get out there and have fun. That's all for me. Take care.
Peace.